Good evening, and welcome to Words for the Soul. I am Overseer M. Alexander, and I welcome you to Words of the Soul. We are on week 57. It's that time that you go ahead and share this page, and if you don't see one of your friends already on Facebook Live, let them know we are right. We are live and get ready to have some fun dialogue tonight. Exciting, some information that will help you. You may know somebody that may be going through some things. I tell you, this is going to come to enlighten you. Words for the soul come to encourage you, to inspire you, to let you know that you are chosen, that you are forgiven, you are accepted, and you are loved by God. I'm so excited for my panelists that I have this evening. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, and then we are going to go and talk about our topic on tonight, which is hydrianitis suppurativa, considered as HS. It took me a while to say that when we first heard about that. So I had some practice with that. So um, let's start off with Presley, if you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll go around. I just see
Hi, everyone. I'm Presley. I'm a very close friend of Tara, and I've been with her throughout her whole journey.
All right, thank you. Next.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I'm Monica. My little sister, she's dealt with hydradenitis, so I've been with her throughout her whole journey and experience through it.
Awesome.
Quenisha.
Oh, I'm Quenisha. I'm her little sister. I'm just here to tell my story and help you guys.
So I'm just going to share a little bit, and then I'm going to ask you guys what HS is. Just some of the things I looked up. It just means the inflammation where it starts on the inside before showing up on the outside layers of the skin. It could be bumps, nodules, abscesses, or tunnels it calls. While with the exact cause of HS is unknown, they said. But a lot of times it develops mainly under the arms, inner thighs, under the breasts, the buttocks, the groin areas, the back of the neck, and ears. So we are blessed today that we have survivors.
Yes, ma'am.
It is survivors. You know what? I'm a breast cancer survivor. When we get together, we celebrate.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I celebrate you, Miss Quenisha, and I celebrate you, Miss Tara, being survivors.
Yeah.
So let's start off. What is HS, and who would like to share their story first?
Quenisha, since you're a guest, I'll definitely let you go first.
So you want me to tell my whole story, like from the beginning?
Just start off with how do you define HS, and then just give us a good summary of your journey.
I say HS is like kind of like in reverse acne.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of explain it. It happens when your hair follicles are blocked by your sweat glands. They cause all these lumps. It could be from pea size to marble size. It's just like tunnels just going through your body. You don't know how deep they're gonna go. And it's just in the main areas like growing, the armpits. You can also anywhere where there's really hair, you can get it. When I experienced the first time, it was in my left armpit, and I thought it was razor bumps because like I always got razor bumps, but for some particular reason, it ended up being a boil at the time. And then it just randomly burst, and then I just ended up going to the hospital. My mom had to hurry up and rush me to the hospital because I didn't know what was going on. She didn't know what was going on. All they really did when I first went was give me antibiotics and then drained it, and that's about it. After a while, once I started going to the hospitals and seeing regular doctors day by day, that's all they did for me, and that wasn't enough. And it just, I was like, okay, antibiotics doesn't help. Pain medication doesn't help. You guys need to do something way more than what you're doing, because sending me home and I'm still in pain and I have to come right back, it wasn't helping. So I think the last official time I was really needing that attention, I just couldn't take it anymore. I really just told the doctor, keep me here and what's going on, what you need to do.
Mhm.
I could not let him send me home with antibiotics because I've already been through it.
Mhm.
So that's what he did. I stayed in there. He did surgery the next day because he seen how severe and in pain I was. Because I was at my ends. Like, I've lost so much weight. My weight fluctuated constantly. In the beginning, I was always 102 since high school. And then when I got sick, I was 100 and no, I was 120, and then I was 102. And then, yeah, that was the lowest I've ever been. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. Like, I'm losing too much blood. I'm getting skinnier. You're seeing my skeleton bones, which isn't okay.
Right.
And so it's a process, but I I went through it. So I'm here.
Yeah. You've had several surgeries, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you share how many surgeries you have to have? You have had to have?
I don't think there's really a number, because sometimes all the surgeries that you go through, sometimes it doesn't help everybody. It depends on that person's body, but for me, them 7 surgeries helped me in that way. So I've had both of my armpits done at the same time, my lower area, and then the buttocks area I had done as well. That was my last surgery, which was back in September. But they did the skin grafts on both my legs. I've had probably like about 7 layers of skin taken off my legs. It was when I first got my first surgery, which is my first time ever having surgery in my life, was probably the worst surgery I had to deal with, was my armpits. Yeah. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't walk, I couldn't get comfortable. I had to sleep like this, like my head had to go be side to side. I couldn't lay on my side. But once they put that wound vac machine and sucked everything out, they healed really fast after that. And even though it was the worst pain I ever been through, it was well worth it, because I don't grow hair there anymore. I don't sweat. Okay. So it's painful, but it's definitely worth it. So I definitely suggest people to get surgery.
Well, thank you for sharing your journey. Oh, come on, let's clap for her. Those that in there, put some emojis in there. Say survivor.
Yes.
Survivor.
Yes.
Tara, you share, and then we'll go to friends, and we're gonna share some things us as well.
Yeah. So like Quenisha, my symptoms started off in my underarms as well. I thought that I was having severe razor bumps because I had started getting laser hair removal. And before they would do the treatment, they would dry shave me. Mm-hmm. So I just thought that's where it was coming from, just, the dry shaving and the cuts, because I mean, if you're not shaving correctly, of course you're going to get cut. So I just thought that's where it was coming from. And then, as Quenisha said, I started off with going to the emergency room. We did a lot of lancing, a lot of antibiotics, but at the time of my process, I didn't have a name for this. They did not give me a name. I saw multiple dermatologists and they did not give me a name. And I was going to doctors that were on base because I was still covered in my parents' TRICARE. So I was just like, something's wrong. Like, I'm constantly on all types of antibiotics. The pain is more frequent because it used to be spread out, so it wasn't as often. But then it just became like almost every month something was just popping up. And then of course, like Quenisha said, there becomes tunnels. So you never know how deep it is. And then when you heal up, you get a lot of scar tissue. And then that scar tissue doesn't heal because there's still bacteria in that is still forming. Right. And so I want to say, when I first started working at my current job, I was talking openly with Leela and Presley, and they said, hey, try out this dermatologist. Leela told me to try her out, and I met her, and she finally gave me a name. Like, I don't think people understand how of a weight lifted off of me that was, because I needed to know what was wrong with me. Right. Like, I'm sorry.
It's all right. This is real dialogue.
I felt like my body hated me.
Mhm.
and I didn't know why. And so I finally was understanding it. I finally did research. Um, I was very, very open with Juanica and my brother. I love them too. And she introduced me to her sister. And I one day we had a video chat, and I was just like, hey, can I just ask you, like, what was your process? How did you feel? And exactly what she said is what she told me. It's painful, but it's worth it. She said that was the best decision she ever made for herself. And just knowing that I actually met someone that walked it before I did was like, I don't think she understands how much strength she gave me. So I finally decided to do the surgeries. I did 4 surgeries in 3 months. I did the skin graft. That process with the wound vac was traumatizing. I did not have a great experience with the wound vac because my body was not healing or adjusting well. And my doctor put a lot of time in between the surgeries. And so they would have to constantly change the wound vac because you can't keep a wound vac on for long. You
Mm-mm.
have to have it within a certain amount of time. And so my wound vac would get caught in my stitches or actually my staples.
Yeah.
And so when it would get caught in my staples, it pulled.
Yeah.
And so I would literally have 3 nurses in my wound care and my mom all holding me down because I'm screaming and crying and in agony because they have to change me. And so it's a painful process, but it is 100% worth it because you don't feel like your body is attacking you right now. Like, to know that even though my underarms are not identical, they're absolutely not identical. I have a skin graft on this side, and then they did a different graft to where I have scars pulled this way. And so it's different, but it's just like, I'm okay. Like, my arms are okay. But I think a lot of people don't know, just because we've had this surgery, that does not mean that the disease is gone.
Not at all.
This skin disease is lifelong.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it's a rare disease that is lifelong. And so you can get the surgeries, but just know that your body has a chance of finding a way to infect you somewhere else. So that's the downfall behind it. But at the same time, I'm so grateful for my family, my friends, for God to get me through this process, because it was not easy. It was not.
Well, come on, let's celebrate Tara and her journey of the traumas.
Whew,
You know, it's
I
a
did
real
it.
thing. So on here we have the sister and a friend of those who went through their journey. Why is it important to talk to family and friends about your condition? And how was your experience as a friend watching those you go through and the pain they go through? So Reniqua or Presley, whoever would like to start off. Juanica, what did I say, Ron?
You said Renika.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna call her wife. I told her before we got here. Wife is on. She
Yeah,
is
that
a good
or
friend of the
Nika.
family.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She's
That or
she's
Nika.
family.
Yeah. um, I'm sorry, I just lost train of thought. You said what the experience has been for me,
Yes.
like during the process.
Yes.
Oh, it's been a difficult one because you don't ever want to see one of your loved ones in pain, especially like a sibling or something. And me and her are pretty close, you know. So, when she first, you know, when it first started out and she had it, it was, you know, we didn't really think nothing of it, you know, just probably thought, you know, just a simple little bump or something that could, you know, possibly go away, like razor bumps and all of that. So when we actually found out exactly what it was, and you know, we had to do our own research on it and try to, you know, figure out you know, I can't even speak. I'm like, just when she started having like the serious issues for it, it took a real toll on me because, you know, I felt kind of helpless, you know, seeing her and the pain that she was going through, and I couldn't really like do anything to help her. It's like, you know, all you could do is, I mean, I do what I do best. I'm like, I bring joy. And so I would just crack jokes and, you know, just make her laugh. I even make fun of her condition too, part of it, because, you know, just the what, you know, she was going through. She was like, oh, be quiet, hush, or whatever. But I'm like, you got to admit, part of it's funny, what you're going through. But I think the main thing that really took a toll on me is when my dad came and got her from California. She was really small and pain and stuff then. When she came through that door, and I'm like, I seen her like so like small and kind of like hunched over. And normally, like when we see each other, we like greet each other all laughy, happy, and tight hugs and everything. And I couldn't do that with her this time. And you can tell that she was in pain and hurting and everything. And me and my dad, you know, we're like looking at each other, but at the same time trying to kind of like hold it in, the tears and everything from like seeing her like that. And you know, I'm trying to be strong for her and not, you know, like break down and cry, you know, trying to, you know, so she doesn't go into what she, you know, into a depression. I'm just trying to stay positive and, you know, remain like, you know, just be supportive. But it was really difficult to see her in that state. And it's difficult, you know, it really is. I'm sorry, I can't.
It's all right. You're good. And as you're doing that, I think about when Tara was going through. It's not an easy thing. And as we're dialoguing, you go ahead and you come on back. Presley, you want to share how you journeyed to help Tara walk through hers?
Sure. So I don't think I knew you, Tara, when you went through your laser hair removal, but I've been on the journey long enough to know that, like, I've seen her go through her primary care doctor. I've seen her go from dermatologist to dermatologist to try to figure out what was causing this. And it's really hard to see them search for the answers and treatments and just get like passed on by doctor to doctor. It's crazy that not one doctor could give her a specific answer as to what her diagnosis was. And they would put her on medication. They would put her on all of these different medications, antibiotics. I remember every morning you would have to take your medicine, you would eat your yogurt,
Yes.
and you would have like these giant like pills, like horse pills. They were huge. And like nothing was helping. It was terrible. And they were just trying to suppress the issue. They were doing whatever they could to suppress the issue. And I've seen her go through struggles with the injections that you thought would help. And I mean, it's not something that goes away. All they were doing was trying to suppress the issue. So just watching a person go through that, it's just that you're so close to, it's so hard because they try almost every treatment option available and there's like no avail. So it's really hard to see her go through that. She was in so much pain every day. Even she would muscle through it at work, and you wouldn't know just like looking at her because she always has a smile on her face, but I would know.
Yes,
because we're so close.
Yeah, she was. You know, and you know what? I was just listening. Quenisha and Tara and Presley and wife. It's something that you guys had to look for the information. You were doing the research. You were trying to find the right doctor, finding the right person, referring people for them to go see somebody. And I thank you for your persistency because, as Tara was saying, it's nothing more than actually having a name now for knowing what's going on. I was trying to do a timeline and looking at HS and how it started way back in 18 something, but how now just into 2019, how things are just getting more known about it. So I'm hoping as those who are listening or hearing, if you have somebody in your family or know someone that's having different inflammations in certain areas and you're wondering why they're not healing, hopefully this is something that you may be able to say, maybe, doctor, would you check this out? So this is why we're bringing this to you. This
We're
has been
spreading
really
awareness.
good. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And they have an awareness month, and there's support teams out there,
Yeah.
and it's so important to have that. So,
Oh, can I speak on that?
yes, yes.
So like support teams, a lot of times people don't, like we said, people don't know that they have it. So you can assume that it is like a razor bump. You can assume that it's a regular, boil. But if you like actually talk to people that are actually experiencing what you're experiencing, they can, help you find at least the right questions to ask, right? They can let you know, well, with my body type, this type of medication works, but this one didn't. Like, even if you don't want to take pills, I use the mess out of tea tree oil. Oh my gosh, I use that so much. I think my skin got irritated by using it so much to now I feel like it rejects it because I used it so much. But for me, it worked temporarily. I also did the Humira injections, like Presley was talking about. For me, it only worked for a short period of time. For some people, it actually really did help. But I mean, having a group of people that instead of people saying, I know what you're going through, but they have no idea, but actually talking to people that do know, that's so helpful because to go through this, you get depressed. To go through this, you do contemplate your life because, like I said, you feel like your body hates you and you don't know why your body is fighting you and you're trying to heal it.
Yeah.
And so even you can be up there praying, Lord, heal me, and your body is leaking fluids as you're praying. Yeah. And you're trying to figure out what is wrong. And so it is a mental game that comes along with this as well. It's not just a physical situation.
Right.
It plays heavy on your mental status. And when I first started telling my story, I literally had people reach out to me and say, hey, I think I have what you have, but I never took it serious because every time I went to a doctor, they bypassed it. So I think it's super important that you do try to find people that really do know what you're going through rather than just saying it, but they actually know.
Cool. So ladies, I'm going to ask you all if you would share words of wisdom on how you would support someone who has HS or give words of wisdom for someone who's walking through HS. Okay. Who would like to start out? Whoever wants to. Okay.
Like for those, like I know it can be overwhelming. I know there be times where it can just seem like you want to give up, but you're not alone. Continue to fight and push forward, because it's never the end. It's always the beginning of your journey, just continue to push forward, and at the end it'll be all worth it. So like just keep on, like please don't give up.
That's good. I love that. Don't give up. Hashtag in there, don't give up. If you're going through this journey, don't give up. We got survivors on the line to tell you it gets hard, but don't give up. Thank you so much.
The next one.
I'll go. Every day that I was in the hospital, I kept telling myself, turn pain into power.
Okay.
Literally. I kept telling myself that every day. Because in the beginning, I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. I just wanted to crawl under a rock. I didn't want to be by anybody. I pushed everybody away. Even when they just kept coming back and showing me the support that I needed. But honestly, just don't give up. Regardless of how you look, regardless of the scars that you think is going to look ugly, or you're going to feel like you're not pretty enough or anything or beautiful because of what you're going through, and people may not understand, you're always going to be beautiful. You're always going to be beautiful inside and out. Regardless, you have to embrace everything about yourself. Embrace your scars, embrace that HS. Don't let HS take over your mind or your body, because honestly, it can take a toll. Like Tara said, it really can take a toll. It's a depressing state. You have to mentally prepare yourself for anything. And along with surgery, you really have to prepare yourself for it. It's just not gonna, you're just not gonna walk in there and it's just gonna be easy, like, oh, I'm gonna feel better. You have to go through the emotions because you're gonna think of every possible thing in the world that's negative. And it's important to have those people by your side to give you that support and positive thoughts and just, oh my gosh. I'm trying hard not to cry.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I thought she was gonna. Oh, I think she was frozen.
Yeah, I think her video froze.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, when she comes back, we continue. She can finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you your scars are beautiful, though. I've
Yeah.
been all the time.
She's looking up.
Yep. Presley, go ahead.
I just want to add, like y'all said, it is like a big mental. It's all mental. I mean, you just have to be positive for the person that you're supporting that's going through it. I mean, that's all that I could do. And Tara went through her surgeries during COVID, so I couldn't physically be there for her as much as I wanted to be. But I mean, we FaceTimed. I FaceTimed her in the hospital when she was getting her bonnet put on. And I just checked in on her every day, all of the prayers and well wishes. We just stay positive. I mean, just don't get down. And it's so easy. It's easier said than done, believe me.
Yeah.
I call Presley Tara's work mom because I may be here, but if you're working in somewhere else, it's good to have someone that can speak life into you.
Oh, yes.
She would encourage Tara when I'm not there. It's always important to have a support group. That's why it's important to share with your family members, your husband, your wife, your best friend, whoever that may be. I think there's something going on with my body, so they can help you to walk through your journey. It is not easy, even with support, if you're doing it alone. You don't want to walk alone. And that's why we had asked Ms. Presley and wife to be on tonight to support Quenisha and Tara. Oh, I said it right.
You did.
I did.
And she's not here to hear it.
I know.
My words for wisdom, find a person you can be safe with. Because to share what's going on with your body is never easy.
Right.
And you can't trust everybody with your own issues.
You sure can't.
So find someone that you can be safe with, because the one that you can be safe with will be the one that cares enough to help you find the answers. And that's what I have. I have Presley, I have Juanica, I have Quenisha, I have my family that cared enough to help me find answers. And that for me was more than I think a lot of people understand, because it's hard to fight something you can't identify it. And then once you do, then you have that same support system that's going to walk with you through this whole journey. And then also, I strongly believe if you don't have a relationship with God, have one, because this will teach you to really pray. In the hospital, I literally, when I couldn't sleep, I was praying, but I found myself praying for other people, because I never want anyone to experience my hardships. Like, I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy, but I'm grateful that God chose me, because I am strong enough to deal with it, even though when I thought I wasn't strong. I'm grateful to know that I am a survivor. I have overcome. Yes, I'm still fighting the disease on certain parts of my body that I'm still debating if I am going to do the surgery or not. So yes, I still have flare-ups, but I still survived my 4 surgeries. I still overcame. I'm healed from that. So regardless of the situation, I just have someone that you can be safe with. I think that is the most important thing. And like everyone has said, don't give up.
Amen. Well, thank you. For those, if you have not had opportunity to like and share, please do. We're going to close in prayer like we always do. We're going to ask Elder Tara to close us out in prayer. And don't forget, share this. Tell somebody, oh my gosh, the conversation tonight will be a blessing. So would you dismiss us in prayer, please?
So Father God, we just first want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing Quenisha and I to share our journey, to share our hearts, God. And we thank you for Juanica. We thank you for Presley and Overseer Alexander for being our support system. God, I pray for anyone that is listening, male or female, that is going through HS, God, and they feel weary, they feel let down, they feel depressed. God, I pray for them, God. Speak to them, heal them, God. Uplift their spirits, God. Let them know that they're not by themselves. God, allow them to feel your embrace, God. Allow them to know that they're not by themselves. And there are people out there that do care enough to help them find the answer and to walk through this journey. God, I pray for the person that does not know what's going on with their body. God, I pray, God, that you will bring people into their lives that will help them to identify what is going on, God. And that they get the fighting spirit, God, to pursue and get victory and claim victory over this. So I thank you for the victories. I thank you for the survivors, God. I thank you that our journey, God, will help so many people. God, I know that there's a lot of things that people could complain about and be sad about. But God, I thank you that you are giving us this mantle, God, to bring awareness to things that are harmful to our bodies. So I pray that you continue to bless us, cover us, and keep us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Praise God. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. I know that's right.
Yeah. Nisha tried to get back on, but the Wi-Fi had messed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll just tell her we are so grateful that she joined us. Miss Presley, thank you for being with us this evening. Thank you,
Juanica,
for being our wife.
Nika,
call her Nika. That's
Nika. I just like wife.
I just like wife.
So next week, just want to let you know, it's the 4th of July. We will be celebrating. So we will not have Words for the Soul. We'll be coming back strong the following week. Thank you again for joining us. Have a blessed evening, and we love you. God bless.